Hi, patrons. Okay, so I gotta do a little bit of road so far because we're doing embroidery today, but some things need to change about this embroidery. Road so far. We are working on Melania, the Blade of Mikola, Melania, the Goddess of Rot, Melania, the Unalloyed, Melania, the Severed. Melania, which is a cosplay that's going to take me years, probably, for lots of different reasons, but one of the main reasons being this Halig tree that you can see above my head that is on the back of her cape that I have been embroidering for 7 months now. I have been doing this for 7 months, and I've only got to here. And I have decided that the way I'm doing this has got to change, or this is going to take too long. So, what I have decided to do is I think it is time for the Halig tree to come off its brace. I've definitely said before in videos that the way I like bead stuff is I like don't even have it on, you know, like an embroidery hoop. This is on a giant embroidery hoop made of PVC. And I think it, like, I think personally that I will do this embroidery a lot faster if I can sit with this thing in my lap in my own bed. So today, before we start embroidering, I'm gonna take this thing off of the frame, and we're not gonna put it back on. If I start embroidering it off the frame and it looks bad, then I'll cut all that shit off and put it back on the frame, but I really think that it will be fine, especially on this stuff here with all the cardboard. We're gonna take it off, and I figured I would do this with y'all, because, like, I don't know. I know this cosplay is going to take me forever, no matter what, but the fact that it has been 7 months, and I have barely I've only done that much. That's just a little pitiful. If I could get these dang magnets out. I can't see where they are on the other side. That's the other thing, is it's also so freaking big, it's hard to do anything because I have to, like, get around it. I even, like, for the last month or two, I, like, took this thing and put it in my bedroom when it's not on the stream, and even that, like, staring at it every day was not enough for me to, like, get on the floor, sit on the floor and do it. Because it's just not comfortable. But if I can sit in the bed and do it, maybe I'll do it more. And I don't know, you are supposed to use a hoop when you embroider. But you're also supposed to use a hoop when you bead. And I don't do that. Here she comes. Oh. This is so different to see it as a pile of fabric. It has been on a thing for so long. Like, I get why the first rule of embroidery is put the thing on a hoop. But when it's this big, and the hoop has to be this big, and I'm using cardboard, then why not do it? Like, I might have to put the cardboard back on to do the tree in the center. But for this part, I think this is going to be much faster. In that, like, not physically faster, but faster in that I might actually do it if it's not super cumbersome, you know? I have put out a call early this year for cosplay horror stories because we're doing the traditional cosplay horror stories video for October, but this year I'm gonna animate them. And there've been a lot of submissions, and there's been a couple that I have actually been like, oh yeah, we're doing this one. There's one about somebody's brother following furries to a burlesque show unknowingly, which I think is very funny and would make for a very good, like, visual punchline. There have also been a few that are, like, they're kind of, I'm not accusing anybody in particular of this, but there are a few in there that read a little bit, fake as hell. There are plenty that don't throw off those alarm bells at all, but there was at least one, and I will not tell you any details about it because I'm not trying to, like, make fun of this person, but there was at least one that I read that I was like, this did not happen. This is so fake. There was, actually, I remember in the first, in the very first cosplay horror stories. This is a little drama. I will out this person because they ended up being kind of. So the very first horror stories video from 2022, and remember, 2022, I had probably 4,000 subscribers. I think I hit 5K in November of that year, so I was somewhere in between 4,000 and 5,000 subscribers when I recorded this video. So the Discord was very small, but we had enough people in it that people actually, you know, gave me some horror stories. And one of them was, it was the one about, it was like about a guy with like a fedora. It was like a milady guy story, and it was so, it sounded so it was like a guy that like didn't believe that this person played video games. And listen, I've actually legitimately had that happen before, but it was not like a guy at a con. It was an Uber driver. And I think I tell this story. In that video, I tell this exact story, that I had an Uber driver. I said like he was talking to the guy I was dating at the time, and they were talking about video games, and I was like, "Oh, I play video games too." He's like, "You play video games?" And I was in a cosplay of Zelda. Bro. But he was just some random normie, right? Like, he plays like Madden. Like, I can believe a random normie not believing a girl plays video games. But somebody at a con, in this day and age, come on. It was too fake. Anyway, that person that told that story that ended up in that video ended up causing like a giant stink. I don't remember what they did, but they got banned from the spacecraft. I have a great mystery that I uncovered. First things first, I cleaned my room real good. Like, I cleaned my room real good before Pins and Snip came to stay last week, but I cleaned like that side of my room real good. I'm gonna show y'all real quick because I'm really proud. My room is cleaner than it has been since we moved in. All of my camera equipment is now on this corner shelf thing that used to be in that corner, and that was really annoying because the serger's right there, and so like trying to get through there was really annoying. And so now I put that little end table over there, which has the router on it. But a mystery unfolded while I was doing this, okay? Because that little end table has those little baskets, and when we moved in, I had never put the bottom basket back in that end table, and it was just sitting in the corner of my bedroom, right? And I don't remember where the end table, like that specific basket, like I think that specific basket had been in my living room in the old apartment, but I have not like touched it since we moved. And I found something in it, and I can't figure out what the these are or what they were for. They're just little pieces of elastic that are sewn together like this, right? It's one little loop, and then it has an extra bigger loop around it. And I know I made it because it has white thread on it, right? I know for a fact that I made these. That we know is true. Why? I don't know. And I know that they're not for a competition build because they're kind of made. Like, that's just cut. Pretty sure, now feet warning, I am going to show y'all my feet because I think these are supposed to be like fake ballet straps for shoes. Like, I think they go on like this. You see? Like, I think they're supposed to be like a fake, God, I can't angle my leg right to get it in the frame. Okay, you get it? I think they're supposed to be a fake ballet strap to wear with a cosplay. To like put on regular flats, and then you put this on and it's like you have a fake ballet tie. But I can't figure out why I made these or who they were for. And I went through all of my content on YouTube, and I was like, who the would have worn a fake ballet strap? And I looked at every cosplay I've put on YouTube. Nobody would have a fake black ballet strap. And then I went to my Instagram and was like, what cosplay was this for? I don't see any, I can't find a picture of me wearing it. I went through my phone. I can't find a picture of me wearing it. I can't find a picture of a character that would have worn these. I don't know why I made them. And it's driving me nuts. Joe said that they look like the kind of straps that come with yoga mats, so that you can put them like around the yoga mat and then twist the big one around. But I made them. Why would I make them? I didn't own a yoga mat until like earlier this year. Question for God when you die. What are these for? Why do I have them? Well, they were clearly for shoe covers, but I don't know for what cosplay. I cannot figure out what those were for or who they were for. And I tried to think of cosplays that I like was gonna do and didn't do. I tried to think of like, you know, little kind of like cosplays I've done in the past. And I can't for the life of me figure out who would have black fake ballet straps. I can't figure it out. They're clearly like, we know that they're for some kind of shoe cover. There's some kind of shoe accessory for a cosplay. I'm 99% sure that that's what they're for, but I don't know what cosplay they were for. I have no idea why I made them. Well, here's the thing is, if I was just trying to see if I could make fake ballet straps, why would I make a pair? It seems like a thing I made to like see that I could do it, but then did it for a cosplay that I never did. I think that's what it is. I think the most likely scenario is that they were for a cosplay that I never ended up doing. And the awful thing is I can't figure out even like an era of when they were from, because when I first found them, I was convinced it had to be something that I made in our last apartment, like where I made most of the stuff in the beginning of my YouTube channel. But then I was like, no, I've had those end tables since like 2020. So I know they're probably from, but they could have just been put in there at some point. But I don't know. I don't know what they're. But there's plenty of cosplays that I've started and not done. And then I had a thing that I want to make for just y'all. I genuinely don't think this kind of video would be interesting enough to put, like, actually on YouTube. But would y'all like a Patreon exclusive Lolita wardrobe tour? And I was thinking about... Hello? Miss Kitty wants to come in? Here's Miss Kitty. It's Miss Kitty time. Miss Kitty time. But yeah, Patreon exclusive, show you all of my Lolita dresses tour. Oh, people want it. Alright, well y'all will get that. To be honest, I think doing Lolita and fashion stuff would be so fun. Like on YouTube in general. I mean, like, there's a place to talk about Lolita and have it be an interesting YouTube video. There's angles that you can come at that would make good YouTube videos, but me just talking about the dresses that I have is not going to be of super big interest to a whole lot of people. Here's the thing. When you are a person who makes their living off of YouTube, one of the metrics that is actually looked at is, because the biggest way you make a living on YouTube is through sponsorships, because that's going to give like the biggest amount of money. And the big thing that sponsors look at is your average number of views. So if I put out a Lolita wardrobe video on YouTube, and it got like, I don't know, that would probably get like 30k views for me. It would not go over 50k. I can guarantee you that. Like, the Lolita community is incredibly niche. But If I put it on Patreon for y'all, then it's like, I kind of just want to do it because I like talking about these dresses and I would just like to share stuff about it. It would be a fun little thing for me to make. And y'all would actually probably be interested in that. And then if anybody else is interested in that, like, it's not hard to get in my Patreon. It's $1 minimum. Like, it's $1. You can come see the video for $1. Thanks for watching this year-old Patreon stream re-upload. If you want to see the Patreon streams actually live or in full, then you can check out my Patreon because you can get access for just $1 a month. And a big thank you to Mel, or Pocket Leaves, who's editing these streams down for me so I can focus on my main channel videos. You can check out Mel's work on either their channel Pocket Leaves or Pocket Cons, and sometimes you'll even see me in their con vlogs. It's a special occurrence when it happens. But as always, if you're just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, then you're supporting this channel too. So thank you. Bye!